This is an exciting video for me to do because I get to announce which spouses are the lucky ones that don't have to wait anymore for EAD cards. No more EAD cards, goodbye. They get to come in and immediately be able to work. Watch and find out who these lucky people are. Hi, and thank you for joining me to talk immigration. My name is Andrea Chev, and I'm the managing attorney at Chev Law Group in Los Angeles, California. I've been doing immigration for almost 20 years now, and I put together a ton of videos for you on YouTube so you have clear, concise, and easy to understand information on all types of immigration topics. Now, if you like the video, do not forget to like it and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified every single time a video comes out. Now, also, don't forget to follow me on social media, Instagram and Facebook. I'm there all the time posting information on immigration and other topics, and also stuff about me, so you get to know me a little bit better. All right, now let's get into this exciting news of what spouses get to bypass the work authorization process and start working immediately upon arrival. Okay, drum roll. Who are the spouses that get to get EAD immediately upon entry? No more filing 765 work authorization cards. No more waiting months and months and months to get work authorization. You get it as soon as you walk over the border. Well, those spouses are spouses of E1s, E2s, E3s, Australian lucky people, and L visas. Those spouses, as soon as they come into the country under those categories, will get the code on their I-94 that they can actually work the minute they step into the country. This is amazing news because before the last few years, if you came in as a spouse of one of those categories, E or E3s or E1s or E2s or Ls, you would have to then file the 765 employment authorization application form and wait months and months and months for your EAD card. Well, now they're allowing a certain code. Well, they've now started allowing a certain code designating who are these spouses on the I-94, so then you can use that immediately when you come in. Basically, your I-94 and your visa with your employer, and you can get work authorized. And you can start working the next day after you arrive. It is amazing news. Now, let's give you a little bit of historical background on this, because if some of you have been working with me for years, this used to be the case. It used to be the case not that long ago that if an E-visa holder spouse came into the country, they could start working the next day. But lately, over the last few years, they switched that and they were requiring those spouses to file in order to be authorized to work, which was causing significant delays in people being able to work. And then they couldn't get social security numbers. It's been a disaster for quite some years. And if you're out there and you're one of those people, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So now they've gone back to doing it the way they should be doing it, where on entry, you can work immediately if you are one of those spouses in those categories. But now they've made it easier because they've actually created specific designations that are putting on the actual I-94 when you come in. And that's that little form that they're going to put when you come in to designate what category you're entering in and when you have to leave. So for example, for an E1 spouse, you get E1S. For an E2 spouse, E2, S. And then for children, because children, remember, are also dependents, they can't work. So they're doing a different category of an E, like E1Y as for a child, or an E2Y or an E3Y. So they're putting the Y or the S to designate between child and spouse. So this is great news. It's great news for everybody across the board. Now remember, there's one catch. If you're in the US right now while you're watching this video, and on your I-94 it just says E1, E2, E3, L1, you cannot work immediately. If you probably have already filed your 765, right? And you're waiting for it to get approved, and you've probably been waiting a really long time. So it doesn't mean that you automatically now can work because of these new changes. You have to leave the United States and re-enter the United States to get that new designation on your I-94 to be allowed to work immediately. So if you're in the United States and you're waiting on your 765 to be approved, or you haven't even filed it yet because maybe you arrived before this happened, then you need to, probably the best idea is to leave the country, come back in, and get that new designation. Then you can say, forget the 765 waiting, forget waiting for all that paperwork and waiting for months and months and months, because you'll be authorized immediately to start working. So I suggest if you're in the country and you do not have this new designation in your passport, or on your I-94, I should say, then you take a trip to Mexico or take a trip out of the country, re-enter, get a new I-94, and make sure that it's designated properly in your passport. Make sure on the I-94 also it says E1S, E2S, LS, E3S. Make sure that it has the proper designation and that the officer did this new designation on your passport or on the I-94 and both, to make sure that you're work authorized immediately. Well, I hope you all out there are as excited as I am for that video and that new information I just gave you. And I hope if you're watching this and you're one of those lucky spouses, you book a trip to Mexico to lay on the beach for a few weeks and come back and be work authorized just like that, instead of waiting all this time to get that work authorization card in the mail. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please like it if you did. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. And don't forget to get to my social media and follow me on Instagram and Facebook, because you'll get a lot more information a lot quicker there. And then you can come back to YouTube to get the more in-depth information on different immigration topics. Have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And thank you for watching, and see you next time.